What's up guys, Readiness Reviews here with you again, and I'm actually coming back at you with another flashlight review, weapon mounted light to be more specific. It's been about 6 months since Olight sent me their PL-3 weapons mounted light for review, and they have now released a new version that is rechargeable. This is the PL-3R for rechargeable. This is a new product from Olight that is just about to hit the shelves, and they sent me this example free of charge to check it out and let you guys know what my opinions on it are. On the exterior of the box, they have this one rated at 1500 lumens. Throw distance on this is rated at 205 meters. Pull that tab, slide open. We have a user manual, a whole little booklet of warnings, and a quick readme about light installation. There is our light. Compared to the PL-3, which I still have mounted on my Glock 34, the sizing seems to be about the same in basically every dimension. The only major difference is that Olight style magnetic recharger, and for that charger, they include a USB cable. My EDC light uses this exact same charging system, and I've been using that light for 5 or 6 years at this point, so it holds up very well. I know that for a fact. And these are magnetic, so it just clips right into place if you get close. And that will allow this light to recharge, something that the other version could not do. The only other item in that package was a little bit of hardware and tool for installation on various different size rail mounts. On the non-rechargeable version, which of course uses batteries, the back end here hinges open to change the batteries. On the rechargeable version, it is also hinged, but it seems to be sealed up, so it is not easily accessible. I guess they don't want you messing around with that rechargeable battery. As far as the LEDs themselves go, the rechargeable version has a visibly larger LED than the other version did, so perhaps that's how they were able to achieve a little more output with the new light. These two have the same mounting method. You can undo these by hand right away. I can, with 100% certainty, tell you that the rechargeable one is indeed lighter weight than the battery-powered one. Even though they are basically the same size, this rechargeable one might be just a tad bit thinner. I think it probably is. They're super close in size regardless, but the rechargeable one is noticeably lighter than the battery-powered one is. You have both a left and a right click. Any one press of either side will turn the light on and turn it off. Turning it on and then giving it a double press will cycle from high to low mode. So that would be 300 lumens, which is pretty respectable for a low mode. And then a double tap will take us all the way up to 1500 lumens. You can do a quick on and quick off by pressing the button, holding it for a second or two, and then letting go, and the light will not stay on as if you did one full click and release. And a double click will give you an extremely bright strobe mode. This is the charge that the light came with straight out of the box. That's what we'll be doing all of our testing with. There is no doubt in my mind that the recharge function on this will operate flawlessly, because as I mentioned before, I've experienced this with other Olight products, and it really does work great. Installation should be super quick and easy. I haven't made any changes to this. It'll just slide right in. It is set up for a Glock out of the box. Some other pistols will have different configurations of rail spacing, and that's what you might need your other little items for here. We'll just give that a good crank down by hand. Of course, you can hit it with the Allen key if you really want to cinch it on there tight. I can actually tell the difference in weight on the front end of this firearm between this light and the one that has batteries. Just like in the standard PL-3, the button placement is essentially perfect for my hands. Olight also sent this item to accompany the PL-3R, and that is their SRPL7 magnetic remote switch with a 7-inch cable included. I'm sure this is probably sold separately from the light. I believe this will just snap on right where your charging port is. And that gives you this little controller that is tethered by that cable, of course, with a section of Picatinny rail. It has a button for low mode and high mode. These buttons are a little squishy feeling. That low mode is straight on and straight off, just with pressure alone, and the high mode can be clicked to keep the light on. With the magnetic remote switch attached, you can still turn the light on and off with the onboard controls as well. And I believe the idea behind this switch is for a long gun application. So I have my Smith & Wesson M&P Sport here, and it is wearing another Olight product, one that I've had for many years, the Valkyrie PL-1-2. I love this light, by the way, even though it's getting a little long in the tooth at this point. I believe this is set up to just slide onto a piece of Picatinny rail. It is a semi-hard rubber, With that locked onto the rail quite securely, I only have this one very small piece of rail on my AR, so I can't set this up in the way that Olight is picturing, but you can get an idea of how this works. You have it on your AR. That gives you a very large surface in which to turn your light on and off. And so you might have this mounted on the lower part of your handguard, and then get another piece of Picatinny rail for up here on the side where you would mount your light, and then tether those together with your magnet. If you wanted to leave your remote on your AR, but put your light on another gun, all you'd have to do is very simply release that magnetic latch, and then the light can move freely. Since we are dealing with two similarly spec'd lights, I do expect these to perform pretty closely in real-world use. Truth is, there's probably not going to be a big difference between 1300 lumens and 1500 lumens, but the only way to know for sure is to actually take this out and use it. So let's get our new weapon torch outside. All right, so we have moved here to the outdoors of my residence. Unfortunately, now that it's not getting dark at like 6 p.m., I can't really do any nighttime shooting, but I won't let that stop us from testing the capabilities of this particular light. We're going to start out here with the rechargeable PL-3. Our target is at a distance of 25 yards. So this is the full-on 1500 lumens, as bright as this thing gets. I can definitely see my spooky ghost down there at this 25-yard range, and we can drop that down to 300 lumens on the low mode, and it is still very visible at 25 yards. This will give us better battery life. But that 1500 really is great at this distance at least. So on the PL-3, there is our 1300 lumen setting. It's still quite good, but I can certainly tell a slight difference between that and the 1500 lumens of the PL-3R. And there is our low mode. At 25 yards, I would not feel that confident in illuminating my target with this particular light on low mode. On the rechargeable one though, it is just enough brighter to where I would feel confident. Now we've got the light all the way out at 50 yards. And at this distance, there is no way that I would be confident in taking a shot, but that is on low mode. Let's see if things are any different if we move it up to high mode. I would be able to tell that that is a silhouette at this distance. I could definitely make a hit on that target should I wish, but I cannot identify exactly what the target is. At this distance, there's no way I would be confident in taking out a target with a handgun especially, but it is sufficiently illuminated to determine that it is a human silhouette. While we're back here at 50, we will try that strobe mode with our PL-3R. That will be a double press, one press of each button, and there's our strobe. And I suppose we'll move things back to 25 yards so you guys can see what the strobe's looking like at that distance. Light manufacturers are always very generous in their ratings, especially for distance. This light is rated for 205 meters per the box. Admittedly, there is absolutely no way that I would engage a target at 205 meters. That is the farthest distance in which this light is putting photons on anything. But from what I've seen, distances up to about 50 yards are reasonable, especially on that high mode. One last strobe here. And that seems pretty excellent to me. One of the things that separates the new light from last year's model is the fairly useful feature being able to change what your max lumen setting is. So of course this light is marketed at 1500 lumens, but that uses a lot of battery. It can only maintain that 1500 lumen for about 2 minutes continuously. If you don't need quite all that juice, you can actually set this light for a max of 1000 lumens, and at that brightness level you will get 12 minutes before it dims. To make that change, I found things a little bit clumsy. Apparently you actuate your button 10 times quickly, and then you give it one long press and it will blink. So let's give it a shot. We got one blink there, which means that we are now in high 2. So on high mode, we are at 1000 lumens. And on low mode, we're still at the 300 lumens. To go back to 1500 being the maximum, we repeat that process. 2 blinks, and that has us back at 1500 lumens max. On high 1500 lumens, the light will burn at max for 2 minutes, at which point it will reduce to 40% brightness, run for another 36 minutes, reduce again to 20% maximum brightness, and you'll get another 8.5 minutes out of that before the light goes dead. On high 2, which was our 1000 lumen setting, you'll get 12 minutes at 1000, then it will reduce to 60% brightness, where you'll get 23 minutes, and the final drop to 30% for another 8.5 minutes. So the total burn time of the two modes are about the same. Your overall brightness curve is probably a little better on high 2 though. And let's not forget low mode, which is a respectable 300 lumens. Even a decade ago, a 300 lumen LUMEN light was basically top of the line, and at that kind of brightness, you'll get 100 minutes. Just like our first PL-3 Valkyrie, the PL-3 rechargeable is rated for 1 meter drops. The water resistance is rated at IPX6. Total weight on the light is 107 grams or 3.77 ounces. But the real selling point for this particular light is that very useful feature of being able to be recharged. With our standard light, non-rechargeable batteries, you use the batteries up, you toss them. Those replacement batteries are like $8 a piece, and it takes 2 of them. With this one, if it goes dead, it's as simple as slapping your magnetic charger on there and plugging it in, and in a few hours time, you'll be right back to 100%. MSRP on the non-rechargeable PL-3 Valkyrie is about $80. For that recharge feature, you will pay a bit of a premium. I think MSRP is right around $100. At those price points, both of these lights are a very good value. They are high quality and feature packed for that kind of money. So even at full retail price, I think that these are definitely worth the dollar paid. Olight was generous enough to provide my viewers with a 30% off discount code for this particular light. That code will only be active for a few days after the posting of this video. So if you want to capitalize on that, you can check out the link down in the description of this video to save a generous 30%. It's not common that I do product reviews on new products, but Olight specifically has gained my trust over the years. Personally, I've been using their products on an almost daily basis for more than a decade. I EDC an Olight every single day, and they are the lights that I trust on my home defense firearms. In my opinion, they are the perfect balance of rugged, reliable design, features, and cost. But I'll let you guys let me know your opinion of Olight down in the comments of this video. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that thumbs up. I will be back with a military surplus firearms video for you guys next week. So thanks for watching, and I will catch you in the next video. See you then. Peace.